Delivery. Let's see what we got, boys. Let's see what FedEx brought us today. How are you? Big one. Right, been waiting for this all day. Let's see what we got, boys. All right, Primal RC, Traction Hobby, Ram, 1/8 scale, 4x4 off-road. Let's see what's actually in the box. Oh, look at this beautiful box design. Give you a little bit of a guess, build up a little bit of a suspense before we get there. All right, guys, here it is. 1/8 scale Ram from Primal RC, Traction Hobby. Let's get her opened up. Well, they really did a good job with all the foam in here. There's foam all around. Foam on the sides, foam on the top. Let's get this unexciting stuff over here to the side. We got all that lovely packed foam out. Let's start removing the contents of the box nice and slowly and safely. So we have the FlySky G7P transmitter. Very nice. I'll put that down right there. It came packed nicely in this bubble wrap here. Diving right into some spare optional parts that come with the vehicle. We'll go over those more down the line. Sticker kit. I'm going to take these out first so nothing gets bent, crinkled, or folded. And the moment you guys all been waiting for, let me make some room. And get this guy out of here. Oof, she's in there good. All right, so they actually mounted this down very carefully. Roll your vehicle over. And if you have some snips, scissors, there's just some zip ties here. In Primal RC, you always keep snips handy. Rotate her back. The moment I've been waiting for. All right. Always exciting opening your new RC. And the unveil. Now that we have it unpacked out of the box and unwrapped, we have a battery inside and it is all powered up. This is a fully licensed body, full scale interior and exterior. So if you notice, you have a lot of molded parts around it in the bumper here, which is really nice. Down here, it's got a very realistic front lower bumper with a license plate holder. Sure you're familiar with the other cars. This has movable windshield wipers. It has your molded side view mirrors, as well as, like I said, you can't really see with the tinted windows, but it's got a full interior. Didn't even miss the detail when we were looking at the scale antenna on the back of the roof here. And then moving along to the back of the wheel, we have a molded rear bed, which is the full depth of the body. You'll see how we managed to pull that off as we dive a little bit further into the video. And then right here on the back, we have our exhaust and yet another molded bumper, giving a very nice realistic look. And what you would typically see on a real, oh, and I just noticed also it's got the emblem down here in the corner that says 4x4. So some very nice touches. So after going over the whole body and all the detail, they missed nothing. They went over every aspect you could think to include in this scale body. They managed to. So it does have working lights all the way around, from the mirrors to the headlights. You could have the turn signals work, your daytime running lights you could have on, you can turn those off, you can turn on the lights on the bumper, or you can turn the lights on the bumper off. You have high beams, low beams. So there's a different bunch of modes with the lights to play with. And another scale feature you would like to notice, if you come back over here, and yet again look at this beautiful Ram emblem, keeping an eye on the lights. When you go in reverse, there's one extra added touch. If you notice, we have reverse lights. Again, it's not the most exciting thing, but if you're into scale, like I said, they left no room here to improve. Out of the box, you are getting everything. And I am also now noticing you even have, so you don't get pulled over and everybody can see your license plate, you have license plate lights. And if you go to the front as well, on the hood, in the molded hood here, you have lights adding some more realism. So whether it be daytime, nighttime, or just showing off a very scale body, it is all here. They also, it's not new, but this has a clipless body, and I will show you how that works. You'll just reach under the back of the truck here. There's two knobs that you're going to want to turn. And you'll want them to go long ways because there are little holes that they'll slide through, release in the back. And then just above the front tires here in the front, there's going to be two buttons you'll be searching for to press. And once you press those two buttons, the body will disconnect. So there will be three colors to choose from. You will have the silver that you've been familiarized with already. We're going to get you familiarized with the blue now. This is the one we're going to show you all the electronics and components in just a moment. And then you could also get it in this beautiful red color as well. So that is just a color preference of whichever color you think the vehicle is going to look best in. Or maybe you already have the real model and you want this to get to sit next to your real car. All right, and I showed you the clipless system, so we already had it set up on this one. Don't just rip the body off because there are going to be two wires to which connect your lights to the car. They do give you plenty of length wire, so to make sure you can get the body away without ripping the lights off. So there's just this little tab on here. You'll push and it disconnects. If you're used to the old DSL phone lines, you know all about pressing that button to disconnect your phone. Let's get this body out of the way so we can get into the life of this truck. All right, so this truck does run. This is a lot to take in here. I'm sorry, I'm just, I'm taking in the beauty here. So this truck will run on 2 to 4S. So if you already have any 2S lying around, you can run your 2S, you can run your 3S, you can run your 4S. Obviously, if you don't need a lot of power, 2S will be great. If you want to get the most out of this vehicle, you're going to want your 4S. It is on an XT connector. So, you'd want an XT90 or XT60 connector on your battery. This is the 2-in-1 Hobbywing FOC system. So the ESC is built in to the motor, saving you a lot of room inside the vehicle. This is an 1800 kV motor. It has a very strong slaw crawl. So if you're familiar with the Hobbywing lineup, when the Hobbywing 110 FOC system came out, everybody loved that for crawling because it's your consistent crawling. When you hit your bumps, the vehicle doesn't slow down. It just keeps going, which we'll show you more later. We do have a 110 high torque servo, all metal gears for your steering, with a metal servo horn. There is no servo saver. We also have a bunch of other micro servos controlling all the functionalities. And in this vehicle, you do have the option to run it in in rear wheel drive. You can run it in all-wheel drive, or you can run it in front-wheel drive. You also have 2-speed, so you have the low speed, and then you have your high speed. Low speed for your low-speed crawling, high speed for, if you're just traversing, trying to get through an area on the quick side. Again, the low speed's probably going to be just slightly less than your walking speed. And then the high speed, this is brushless, so it's probably going to be, faster than a brisk walk, probably much faster than a brisk walk. Another good feature about this vehicle is a lot of durability is built into it, starting with, and this is performance as well, ball bearings throughout the vehicle. There is no bushings. We have an all-metal driveline, all-metal gears throughout the vehicle as well. We have aluminum wheels. I do like how grippy and soft the tires feel. Let's move right along we have aluminum hub carriers, which, too much aluminum on a vehicle is not good, but just enough in the right places does make it more rigid. And again, so it's got the aluminum hub carriers, which is below your shock, so that is good center of gravity. So that makes for good durability and good center of gravity, like I just said. Same thing in the rear. We have a aluminum hub carriers back here. All the suspension links here are aluminum as well. We also have the solid rear axle with the independent front suspension, just like the real truck. And this, as out of the box, it does come in the pan-hard setup, with the 3 linkages back here. Everything is all aluminum, if I didn't state that. And then when we did the box opening, you see we came with some optional parts here. So if you wanted to go with the 4-link suspension, you would need this 4th link right here and some of these bits here to set up in the 4-link setup, as you saw. Speaking of suspension as well, it does have a front sway bar so to better balance out your suspension. And of course, as you can see, it comes with some spare tools. So you guys probably already have your typical tire wrench and Allen keys, but if not, this gets you everything you need out of the box to be able to work on your vehicle. Continuing on with the suspension, or leaving off from the suspension, shall I say, it has locking and unlocking front and rear diff. So you could lock just the front, you could lock front and rear, or you could lock just the rear. So that is up to you and the conditions you are driving in. This also does have a metal ladder frame rail, which is nice. You know, that's the skeleton that the truck is built off of, so that you know you're built off of, you know, your structure is structurally sound. It also has a counterlever spring suspension setup, which allows us to have the deep molded truck bed that I saw earlier in this video. We do have a nice water resistant receiver box. So I do not recommend completely submerging your vehicle, but if you're out in the trails and you get a rainstorm or it's just wet, or if you want to go through some puddles, you know, you should be good. It's got some rubber seals around there. Everything's all nicely enclosed. Very nice feature about this truck as well is if you want to put a winch in, the mount goes right here, so it is all ready for a winch. You don't have to do any modifications, any customization to do so. And then again, for all you crawler guys who like to have your weight distribution more in the front end, you can actually put mini batteries in the front here. They have little slots here where you can put your straps in. Or if you want to have your winch be, you know, not taking away from the power of which moving the vehicle around, and you want it as its own power source, you can put a mini battery in there and do that as well. So again, if you do think this vehicle, because there is other things you can do, if you think there is more, if you want, we do also sell a lot of these parts in aluminum, such as the front A-arms and the front bulkhead. So there's a lot of optional aluminum parts you can add to this vehicle if you wanted to as well. And again, you know, if you add those parts, it's all below your suspension, so it's all positive weight for your center of gravity. Another nice feature here is, you know, when you're out in the field driving, all that debris coming up, it has built-in front mud guards over your front tires to help keep the debris out of the inside of your vehicle chassis here. And then if we come over here on the body, you can see it has rear wheel wells as well. These are those tabs I was telling you in the beginning of the video. You need to turn to be able to take the body off. And then these are your light plugs, as I said. They even went as far as to put the Ram logo right here on some of the plastics in here. And a lot of you guys may notice this plug that's just sitting here. I'm sure there's a purpose for it, but in the setup that you receive your truck, you can just ignore this little plug. It's not gonna hinder, you don't need it, you know, just set it and forget it unless you do something that requires it on your own. But these are the only wires you need to focus on in this body. And then when you put the body back on, again, you do have wires in here without dropping your remote like I did. You would want to, you know, if you're running your vehicle, you'd want to plug it in prior to closing it up and, you know, turn it on as well. Plug in whichever wire you want to first, making sure it's the proper one to the proper one. So the bigger one to the bigger one. Make sure that you line up the wires properly. There's only one way they can go together. You want to try and keep your wires in some fashion so that when you put your body back on, you don't pinch them. If you pinch them, that can cause damage, if not immediately, especially over time. So just kind of keep an eye on the wire layout as you line everything up. Make sure that the tabs in the back are parallel, not horizontal. And just kind of feel it out. You will kind of need to give it a little push on there because this clipless system is snug. It stays on. And then just come to the back, give it a slight push down, and then turn those tabs I have spoke about into now the parallel position. Alright guys, so as always, if you like what you saw today, give us and it doesn't hurt, like, subscribe, and share. This way everybody else can see, you know, the beautiful product that we are offering. Are you guys ready to see this run? If so, stay tuned. We'll have another video coming out shortly where we go over all the features, how to use everything, and a running video so you guys can see everything in action. As always, thank you for watching and happy RCing.